Packed my bags. Last night, pre-flight. 0 hour. 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high.
You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X. And now your hosts, Chris Dilworth and Dr. Drew Day.
Good evening and welcome back to another exciting edition of The Crush. You're listening to KVGI X. And I am your host, Chris Dilworth, alongside a couple of guest hosts tonight as we are missing our dear friend, Dr. Drew, who had to take care of some sudden family business. So our best wishes to Dr. Drew and Mrs. Dr. Drew and the whole Dr. Drew family. But with us this evening, the sensational host of Mark on the Move, the co-owner of KVGI Radio, Mark Wariner, is going to be sitting in with us a little bit tonight to help us evaluate some of our live local talent. Good evening, Mark.
Well, good evening, Chris. Yeah, I'm going to try to do the best. I can't be the Dr. Drew Day.
Awful big shoes to fill.
It is very big shoes, but I can move via Mark.
All right, Mark on the move. He can't move like Jagger, but Mark, he can do.
I can do.
So, folks, tonight on The Crush, obviously we've got a little unfinished business from last week's episode. We got to announce some winners from last week's Crush It or Flush It. Before we do that, however, we like to kick off the show with a little segment that we call the opening act. The opening act, well, as Dr. Drew would say, is whatever the hell we want to play. You know, we get a lot of submissions into the show. We get folks via friends, via our musician friends, via different outlets, and we listen to all of the submissions that come in. We sort through them. We pick out some of our favorites and songs that really interest us. Songs that we'd like to tap our toe to and start the show off with, and that's what we call the opening act. So, without any further ado, this is the opening act. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
I've never been the good boy type that follows all the rules. I love everything that's bad that makes you feel so good. Like women, weed, whiskey, wine, and staying up all night. I never walked the golden road, but I turned out alright. I'll confess about the things that I know that I'll do wrong, 'cause I feel a sin coming on. To gamble in a cheater's game was tempting from the start. We played the cards, love that were dealt by separate parts. She said it's time to call the bet. Do you hit or fold? The ace of lonely hearts and 10K of diamonds took the gold. We're getting hot and heavy now, even though it's wrong, 'cause I feel a sin coming on. I know come Sunday morning I'll be on my knees to pray, but my inner devil's in control of what I do today, 'cause I feel a sin coming on. I feel a sin coming on. control of what I do today, 'cause I feel a sin coming on. I feel a sin coming on.
I feel a sin coming on. That's Clay Shelburn. We're going to hear a little bit more from Clay a little later in the program. But first, it is time to settle our unfinished business from last week. It's time to announce the winners of last week's Crush It or Flush It. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts.
And now, everybody scream like fucking retards. And now, everybody scream like fucking retards for your host, Wavy Hair Douchebin.
What's up, Teen Choice Awards? Hey, what do you say we get some music in here, huh? Give it up for our first nominated choice band of the night, P-Hole Skin! Feelings!
Feelings!
Winner in the rock category, Evangeline Verbatim. Winner in the country music category,
I feel so country.
Katrina Lynn, I Feel So Country.
I know every song.
Winner in the hip hop category,
'Cause it's all about the money.
Dany King, It's All About the Money.
All about the money.
Winner in the metal category, Chain Fist, Scars of Time. Congratulations to this week's winners. And now back to two broke white guys who strangely have lots of rich black friends.
And that's just what we are. Two poor white guys. Well, tonight it's just one poor white guy and a couple of rather good-looking young man and woman. So, gosh, it's different without Dr. Drew, but hey. Some winners from last week's Crush It or Flush It. Mark, you said it best. Katrina Lynn knows how to get those people out in force, doesn't she?
You know, a few times that I've had a good conversation with her on their phone, I will tell you that she posts to everywhere she goes. She tells everything to everybody. She actually gives. What I really like about what she does for social media is she gives direction.
Oh, yeah.
She tells them exactly where to go post, exactly when to do it, and how often to do it, which is all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. A lesson for those who are listening, for those of you who are the first time on the show or first timers on our show. Get out there and rally those troops. Make sure they know how to vote. And let's tell you how to vote right now. Right in front of your pretty faces, you've got the KVGI radio app, hopefully on your iPhone or your Android, or maybe even on your computer. If you're driving, obviously leave it alone. But if you're not, there's a little thumbs up and a little thumbs down. So if you want to crush it for those that you like, hit the thumbs up. If you want to flush it for them that you don't, hit the thumbs down. Also, you can reach us on Twitter at TheCrushKVGI. Mention the band's name with a hashtag of Crush It if you like it, flush it if you don't. And you can always post on our timeline on Facebook. Facebook.com/TheCrushKVGI. Reach out to us and let us know who you like and who you don't. Otherwise, we don't know what to do with ourselves. This is all that we do here. So, moving on, it is time to pick our first category of the night. Mark, are you ready? In Dr. Drew's absence, could you step over to the magical wheel of musical justice and give it a spin? Let's find out our first category for the evening.
I can do that. It's going to take me a few steps to get there.
All right, here we go.
long walk.
That is the rock category, folks. It is time to kick off the rock category. And, of course, we've got to let the winners drive the bus. And this week's winner in the rock category was Evangeline. Evangeline is a young lady. She sent a quick bio to us. She wants us to know that she's one of the only people she knows that can do all of the crazy things she does. That is sing, that is play the guitar, the ukulele, and all kinds of other things while tap dancing.
Wait a second.
Tap
dancing and the ukulele?
Yeah. Remember those old vaudeville shows from like the teens and 20s?
That girl's got skills.
She does have skills. She'd fit right in there with her, Harpo Marx, and maybe Lucille Ball.
I'd like to see that. Where's the YouTube video?
Actually, you can visit her website. Check out her shows. She's got a couple shows coming up. Go out to www.onlyevangeline.com. That's all one word. Her new album is out on iTunes. It's called Verbatim. This is the title track, the winner from last week's Crush It or Flush It rock category. This is Verbatim. This is Evangeline. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
Vocab has surveyed terms. This is not one of them. I have superlative spelling. Can't explain how I'm feeling. I've lost my expressiveness. What under your phrase can I use to explain what's happening to me? What possessive noun could I find written down to help me gain some ground? Let's start with sounds. Ah, ah, la, 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 la. La, 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 ba, ba, you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love you. Why couldn't I find from the start these little words in my heart to say what you mean to me? You aren't as safe as my words, not as immutably secure. At least I know where to start. You give me premature ventricular contractions that cause my heart to have these palpitating reactions. I can't stay in your place. Guess it goes without saying. Ah, ah, la, 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 ba, ba, you. I love you. I'm conjecturing every word within rhetoric for a lexeme that's practically prehistoric. Just three witless words and simple syllables are compounding my scant list of ineffables. You impede my locution, my normal nuances, and induce these sequential chemical responses. I see you in freeze like the day after tomorrow. My heels are so high they top Kilimanjaro. My frontal cortex of my brain just shuts down, neurotransmitting so much dopamine I could drown. All this is multiplied by the ventricular peak until I have as many hormones as McDonald's chicken. Took weeks to define the saturn psychosis of heart-melting brain with a simple prognosis of a Disney film's calling on nerving ultimatum. The answer to this vertigo is verbatim. Ah, ah, la, 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 ba, ba, you. Ooh, I love you.
The artist is Evangeline. The song Verbatim. Mark, what do you think about Evangeline's Verbatim?
You know,
What do you think about unmuting your mic?
how about I unmute my mic? I am the owner. I think I know the owner.
Yeah.
You know, I liked her voice. She's got a little bit of oomph to her voice, got some hippity hop. You know, she kind of, I don't know what her, her age bracket is, but she sounds
She's a young lady.
the teen 20s to 25 age group.
Yeah, she's right in there.
I like your voice, though.
Yeah, what really strikes me about Evangeline is something that I like, and I get to say this because Dr. Drew's not here, and he can't give me that look that he always gives me whenever I bring up and or play Fleetwood Mac. So, Dr. Drew, if you're listening, suck it. I get to talk about Fleetwood Mac. She does one of the, it's what we would consider minimalist music. So a lot of what she's recorded is her own voice, and a lot of like snapping and clapping and things like that. There's not just a whole lot of instrumentation other than what she's doing herself. Okay. So a lot of kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning about how she can tap dance, play the ukulele, and spin plates. Mm-hmm. That's what you're hearing in the song, and that attitude comes through very good. I talked about it last time that we played Evangeline, and I haven't had a chance. Unfortunately, I had to go to New York last week. And by the way, sorry that we had to take a break last week. But what
was that all about?
It was Dr. Drew's birthday, and talk about really crappy timing because we got invited to a CD release party. The same night it was Dr. Drew's birthday. It snowed, it iced, and I had to be in New York the next day. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out. We couldn't get it done. So. Excuse me. But we're back tonight, and you got lots more burps to look forward to. So, but anyway, Evangeline, what I said last time was that I'd really like to talk to some of the folks that I know in placement agencies, because that song sounds to me like something that would be in a McDonald's commercial. And, as soon as I said that...
You know what? You're absolutely right.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like something that out of a Toyota commercial?
I wouldn't say McDonald's,
or
but yeah, there you go. I would say some kind of car vehicle, or something that's putting on a presentation for like one of those Futuramas,
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that.
And, of course, Drew looked at me and he said, she's young enough where she thinks she can take on the world still. You wouldn't want to crush her dreams and send her to a placement agency already. And I said,
you reminded me of the Full House show of doing a guy sitting at the home doing the jingles. And
exactly. Well, I mean, that's what we do. Right. Dr. Drew and I sit in my study and at the studio, and oftentimes we take in work that's commercial work, and we've got to do jingles. We've done stuff for KVGI as well.
Yes, you have. And, hey, by the way, all those jingles you hear, those are from you.
That's right. From the illustrious studios of Day and Dilworth come the jingles for KVGI. So, Evangeline with Verbatim, great entry. Let's see if she can hold on to that title one more week, but some stiff competition, no pun intended. Here comes her next in line in the rock category. This is Kickdrum Heart, My Kickdrum Heart. A little bit about My Kickdrum Heart, founded by singer-songwriter Brian Lambert. He says he's gone through numerous lineups and stylistic adventures, and I think you'll hear that by listening to this next song. Says he's currently channeling the spirits of the old 97s and Sturgill Simpson. Well, if you got to channel somebody, that's a pretty good place to start. This is My Kickdrum Heart. The song is Listen. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
You and me, we've got something to talk about. There are plans I've made and there's plans you've made for you. Figure out there's no plans I see without you. 'Cause it's time for us tonight. Yes, it's time to get it right. Yes, it's time, but I don't know what to say anymore. So listen to what you say and listen, and I don't and listen, and I hold on tight, 'cause don't
Kickdrum Heart. The song is Listen, and I did listen. I've listened to this one a few times. Mark, on your first listen, what did you think about My Kickdrum Heart?
Well, I like it, but I feel like I was back in the 80s.
It did have an 80s vibe, yeah.
And I, on the nice side, a little monotone, just a little, the vocals just didn't separate for me. I like the tune. I just don't know about the voice.
Yeah, and here's what I would say, sorry, let me get my, to Brian. It did, man. It had almost an NXS sort of vibe / Tom Petty minus the raspiness in his voice. The thing that I would say, and I don't think it's Brian's fault at all. I think what I would like to have heard introduced into this song is, and I know artists are getting really, really sort of skittish about going to the well on auto-tune, but don't be afraid. Dave Pensado, my mentor, has said many, many times that auto-tune, outside of the, sort of the negative vibe that auto-tune has gotten via, overplay in the R&B scope, auto-tune is in fact a tool that every artist should be using. There are notes that you're not going to get, and even though, look, I'm sure when Brian was in the studio, he's probably listening to this back in his cans going, hell yeah, I fucking nailed that. But you know what? For ears like mine, for ears like Dr. Drew's, we can pick up, and when we were in the studio listening to this song, there were a couple of times where we looked at each other and we said, ooh, that should have been tweaked. That's a producer's fault. They should have gone in and tweaked that just a little bit. And I know some of that he's doing on purpose. I can hear sort of the minimalist style coming out in My Kickdrum Heart, but you don't want, there is something called ear fatigue, and you don't want your listeners to have ear fatigue when they're listening to your song. So you can employ just a little bit of auto-tune just to bend those notes, make sure they're absolutely correct. But aside from that, I didn't have a whole lot of problem with it. I mean,
well, would it be safe to say that, there's so many great artists out there, and I believe, I will say this honestly, I like his voice.
I do too.
But as a non-musical guy, I listen to the love of music for what it is.
You listen to it as a fan, yeah.
Correct. I feel like that it's possible his voice is being separated from the music because his voice doesn't match the music. Maybe he needs a different tune.
Yeah, and maybe we chose the wrong tune for My Kickdrum Heart, but I don't think so. I think it kind of fits into what's becoming sort of a trend in pop rock, and you kind of heard it with Evangeline as well.
Right.
And, the other thing that I wrote down in my notes when I was listening to that song by My Kickdrum Heart was the pad that they're using is a crystalline pad, and they didn't really vary it up a little. There was no variation on the crystalline pad as they were going through the song. So what you're hitting on is there's not a whole lot of separation between the verse and the chorus.
Right.
Typically a song builds up and then there's the big hook, right? There's the hook that you get stuck in your head. That's why they call it the hook.
You nailed it.
It gets hooked in your head and you can't get away from it. If the song sounds like one long verse, it's a little tougher to get on board with.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Because off the air, that's what I was describing as the separation of the voice and the song, and you nailed it. Right there.
And I think what he was relying on to make that separation was that tambourine. And by the way, I just want to channel my Dr. Drew for a moment. Dr. Drew loves a tambourine, boy. I mean, every song that we put, it could be an R&B song, it could be a rap song. He's like, man, how about a tambourine? Even in the most inappropriate places. But they appropriately use the tambourine in the chorus. I would like to have seen them change the pad up a little bit and build a little bit for the chorus and really make that a solid hook. But other than that, I think My Kickdrum Heart is one EP away from the one where they really figure it out.
Okay.
So I'd like to hear either another selection from that EP or the next one. Speaking of the next one, it's time to move on to our next song in the rock category. This coming to us from a young lady named Robin Lore. Her song is Rocket. A little bit about Robin Lore. Talk about a resume. Winner of the 2008 Orange County Music Award Best Live Female Performer Award. So she's been playing music since she was a toddler. Yeah, I've had toddlers, and I know how toddlers play music. They bang on pots and pans and drive you fucking crazy.
I think I just sent my little nephew a little drum set, and his parents are wondering, what are you going to send next year? And you know what I want to do? I want to go to Walmart, and I want to buy a full order of pots and pans.
Exactly. Just throw them a couple of drumsticks, let them just hit everything in the house.
Right.
So she grew up in New York, but moved to Massachusetts in 1992. Where she got into a few bands as a drummer. And that's exactly where you should start as a toddler who's doing music, as a drummer, knocking things around. She's recently been seen right here in the great state of Texas, opening for Evan Dando and the Lemonheads, also in Phoenix. Just released her newest CD, Fickle Girl. Check her out on Facebook, iTunes, and the like. This is Robin Lore. The song is Rocket. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
What they see, my world got bright.
Dr. Drew, if you were here right now, I'd ask you, what do you think about Robin Lore? And you'd say, well, Chris, let me check my notes there. You know, I really liked the way she incorporated her voice with the spacey sound of her guitar. That's the best Dr. Drew I can do. Mark,
I gotta unmute my mic again. Is that all you got?
That's the best I could do for Dr. Drew.
You need a little bit deeper voice. We got to work on your vocals.
Oh, no, that's spot on, buddy.
Is it? You should know.
Yeah, I should know. We spend too much time together. So what do you think about Robin Lore there, the Peanut Gallery? I'm opening it up to the Peanut Gallery.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? Jana this time can chime in as well. But
yeah, it's chick rock. Come on,
I know,
Jana.
right? Come on.
Wow.
What's your thoughts?
I liked it. I like it.
Ann? That's all you got?
That's all I got for the moment.
I liked it too.
Well, you know,
That's all you got?
Yeah.
You know, we both said the same thing. Who did it remind you of? Underwood.
Carrie Underwood with a Stone Temple Pilots music.
When I was sitting in my study, I literally wrote down Carrie Underwood /STP /Alice in Chains vibe /Alanis Morissette, because she does that little. And I have
Celtic no idea how we both came up with that same vibe.
I know, but hey, if you're going to mash together a bunch of artists, that's not a bad place to start.
Well, the first 10 seconds in the vocals, I immediately knew that's Carrie Underwood. Because she had that twang, she had that country.
You know why I thought Stone Temple Pilots first? Is because, and I wrote it down here, I said, she lets the music, a lot of artists, they want to rush in and they just want to start, especially songwriters, because for those of us who are songwriters who think that we are all fucking lyrical geniuses, we like to put pen to paper and just fill up every friggin' space in the song with word. In this case, the song already had a really good vibe. There was no reason to drown out all of that great musical vibe with a lot of unnecessary vocab, and she didn't do that. And that's one of the things that I wrote down. I said she sprinkles in the vocals. She uses her voice as another instrument. I liken it to jazz. Jazz, everybody's a star in jazz, right? In rock, a lot of times it's not appropriate to be the star when there's really good music playing.
Right.
Wait till the bed comes in and lay down in that bed. And she does a great job of that and doesn't ruin the vibe of the song with too many lyrics.
Even with the little bit of lyric that she had in there of a little bit of Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
There was a little bit of that in there, and I actually kind of liked it.
I did too.
I think that was a little bit of the pizzazz part of that song, without being too bland.
Absolutely. And she also does another thing that I like, and there was a band called Solstice on our very first show that I talked a little bit about how they didn't take advantage enough of the young lady, her name was Christina Lee. They didn't take advantage of her voice. She had a really good voice, just like Robin does, and didn't use it for any vocal pads, any harmonies, anything like that. She lays down some really nice vocal pads. The only other thing that I put, that I thought while I was listening to this song was, every once in a while you're doing those verses, Robin, sprinkle in a couple of harmonies. They don't have to be right up front, but just toss in a salad once in a while, as my old producer used to say, TJ over at Nomad Studios. He used to say, hey man, toss in a salad every once in a while. Just sprinkle in a little bit of harmony, even in the verse. You don't have to wait for the chorus to throw those harmonies in. Just a little bit way in the background, just to give it a little extra flavor, a little extra punch. But other than that, that's a really solid sound. And I dig the throwback to the mid '90s, late '90s STP vibe.
Yeah, I agree. And I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit of the STP. We haven't heard from them in a long time.
Yeah, we really haven't. Well, folks, before we move on to our next rock song, it stands to reason that for those of you who are new to the show and haven't been with us just a whole lot, maybe just getting acquainted with us, I wish Dr. Drew was here because, this pertains to him as well. But
miss you, Drew.
A little bit about ourselves. Drew and I are former rock star wannabes. I don't know. Drew actually got a lot farther in his rock career than I did, but we were musicians way back in the early 90s, and the whole reason that we do this show is, when we were growing up, we had similar experiences in our youth when we were forming our first bands and trying to get our music out there for people to hear. And the one thing that we both had in common was there was always a show on the radio. For me, it was the live show on Y95. It happened on Sunday nights from 11 to 1. And the whole reason we do this is to kind of throw back to an era when radio stations would play local musicians and give them a voice that they didn't necessarily have anywhere else. You know, they didn't have the internet. They didn't, you know, we're talking about the late 90s, mid 90s, and probably early 90s as well. So we didn't have social media. We didn't have SoundCloud. We didn't have these outlets that a lot of these musicians do. Dr. Drew and I wanted to bring it back to must-listen radio, where we would get our friends around the radio and we would listen to all of our favorite local bands, and we'd call in, we'd vote, we'd say, hey, that band was awesome when it was one of our friends' bands, and then when it was one of our rival bands, we'd call in and we'd be like, those dudes blow, don't ever play them again. And we really wanted to bring that back. You know, a lot of people, and we still, look, Dr. Drew and I still write music. We are still musicians. It's just like being a Marine. Once you are a musician, you are born a musician, and you never die any other way. We will always be musicians, but we have entered the post-prime of our life. We are not going to be rock stars. You know, we both have pretty successful, you know, production, you know, programs going on in our little studios and things like that.
Well, that just makes you a rock star in your own right.
That's right.
You found your path.
But we've both got huge catalogs of songs that we still write, we still produce, we still perform every once in a while. And people always ask us, why don't you you've got your own radio show, why don't you just fill it up with your own songs? That's really not what we're here for. We are here to give you guys the voice, to give the current local music scene a voice and a community to come together and associate with one another and really support one another. On that note, our next song in our rock category is from yours truly. It is one of mine from the studios of Day and Dilworth. Hey, you know what? Every once in a while, we're going to put our money where our mouth is and throw one of our songs into the mix. And we were a little thin on rock songs, so here you go. The artist is, well, me and Dr. Drew. And Dr. Drew's brother, Kevin Day. I want to give him a quick plug because he did a little guitar work for us. We mixed this one just a couple of days ago. It's a rough mix. The song is called Bob Todd. It is our what would you call it? Backwoods rock anthem, if you will. A little love story called Bob Todd. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
That ain't gold between your legs. a little 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to get you in the door. 2 to make you beg for more. 3 to get you on time. 4 to make it all stop. 1 to make you see red. 2 to make you wish you dead. 3 to make you run away. 4 to make you wish you, 4 to make you wish you would stay another day. Get back to the kitchen, Mary, cook me up some eggs. God can't stop you bitching, that ain't cold between your legs. Some girls will never learn. Why don't you ever learn? Yeah.
And that is Bob Todd. A little song that, we cooked it up in a couple of days and threw it down as quickly as we could because, hey, we were a little thin in the rock category this time around. Which reminds me, if you don't want to hear more nonsense like that, make sure you tell your friends out there, hey, we've all got music friends, we've all got folks in bands that could use a little bit of exposure. And listen, the Crush gets more and more listeners and more followers every day. So if they'd like some exposure, this is becoming the place to get some exposure. Some.
I think this is the time when I look to Jenna and I say, you know what, Chris, you need to sit back for a second and we're going to critique your song.
Oh, shit.
I know.
I didn't.
Hell in a handbasket.
Moving on to the.
Boy,
go ahead.
No, actually, I actually like the tune. I'll be honest with you. What I told you off air, as I said, I don't think that's your voice because of what I know now. So
Yeah,
I was,
hard to see. It's hard to hear that.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at first I was going to ask him, is that Drew? Because which part of this is Drew? Because there was a scratchy few times where your deep voice came out.
Yeah.
Which I don't hear that until you talk slow.
Right.
So for you to sing faster and it be a deeper tone, I was like, okay, that's got to be Drew.
No,
Nope, that was you.
That's
yours
me,
truly.
Yeah,
it was good. It was the best freaking rock song I've heard all night.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I will. I can only say that I agree wholeheartedly. But yeah, you know what? It's funny because Drew tells me that whether it's country or hip hop or blues or whatever type of song we're recording, he can't trust me with a guitar because I was raised on heavy metal, and so I don't do anything soft. Even when it requires a really soft touch, I'm at the piano just banging away as hard as I can and just putting as much nastiness in my voice. And in reality, that's not my real voice. That's not even my real singing voice.
Well, that's like you talk to a lot of good friends of mine that are country singers, and when they sing, they are as country as twang country could be.
And then when they talk...
Well, when they talk, it's normal. And what they listen to as far as their favorite musicians, it's 80s or heavy metal, or it's something so far off.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, you don't listen to country?
Well, you remember Garth Brooks came out with a heavy metal or a hard rock album under the name of, I guess his real name, Chris something. Yeah. Not Dilworth.
No.
On that note, we're going to take a very quick break before we get into our next category. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
Maybe he's your neighbor, maybe he's your coworker, but we all know that guy, the one that says, hey, before you buy that new house, talk to me first. I've got a friend in the business. Well, folks, now it's your turn to have a friend in the business. I'm talking, of course, about Herbert Johnson and Associates. Listen, you don't have to know everything there is to know about real estate to get top dollar for that home. You don't have to know anything about the mortgage industry to get yourself and your family into that perfect new house. You just need to call your friend in the business, Herbert Johnson. Herbert Johnson and Associates is a proud Keller Williams realtor and combines a decade of mortgage experience with a passion for the real estate game. Folks, you have a friend in the industry. Call Herbert Johnson now, 817-691-8116. Take a moment to write that number down, 817-691-8116. Just like a friend, Herbert Johnson is at the other end of that phone, day or night, to help you with your real estate needs, 817-691-8116.
Your friend in the business all night
generation, this talented hack has been singing your favorite classic tunes. Now Michael McDonald brings you today's pop as only the Mickey Mac can. Knockoff Productions, in cooperation with the 6th District Bankruptcy Court in Palos Verdes, California, brings you Michael McDonald's Fire. He's one step closer to the grave and one step farther from the pitch. But damn it, he's still Michael McDonald. 15 of today's chart-busting hits from your favorite artists.
It's not over tonight. Just give me one more chance to make it right. I may not make it through the night. I won't go home without you. Oh.
One day your kids will ask, Mom, Dad, why did you listen to this crap? Instead of fumbling awkwardly for an answer that helps you maintain the illusion of coolness, just fire up that old iPod and let Michael McDonald explain for you.
She's up all night to get some. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky.
Michael McDonald's Fire.
I got the eye of the tiger. Fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion. You're gonna hear me roar. Oh, fuck, who wrote this shit?
You're listening to The Crush.
The Crush.
On KVGI
X. KVGIRadio.com.
And now your hosts, Chris Dilworth and Dr. Drew Day. And welcome back to The Crush. You're listening to KVGIX. My goodness. Who knew that Michael McDonald was that hard up for cash? My goodness. What a sad state of affairs. But it's time to move back over to the musical wheel of justice. Mark, you're the big man in the room. Could you give it another spin for us?
I am, and this time it's a short walk.
All right, here we go.
Country.
That would be the country music category. And well, our 3-time champion, Katrina Lynn. Boy, I wish I had some sit down and talk music. I'd like to pull the microphone a little bit closer and talk sweetly into the ear of the one and only Katrina Lynn. Katrina, let's talk about fairness. What you're doing to the country music scene on KVGI, well, some people might call it unfair. Give somebody else a chance, for crying out loud. I mean, my goodness. Of the 1,000 votes that we've received over the last couple of weeks, 400 of them belong to Katrina Lynn. I mean, who's the Secretary General right now? Anybody know? I don't.
I don't know.
Sign Katrina Lynn up because she knows how to mobilize an army.
She does. She knows how to work social media. I will give her great kudos and credit for everything she's done. She's gone to your page for the Crush. She's gone to our page for the Crush. She's gone to our emails. She's gone to personal mails.
Absolutely.
I mean, that girl has told everybody and anybody.
Not to mention, I get lots of Facebook requests. Who is Katrina Lynn, and where can I find her music? So I've been directing people, to her Facebook page, and to the couple of different places, like on Stereo Killer, I think, or was it Stereo Killer or SoundCloud? Oh no, it was Reverb Nation. I've been directing people to Reverb Nation because, frankly, they hear Katrina Lynn week after week, and they're like, "Hey, this Angels Don't Always Have Wings song is pretty cool," and so is this other song.
It is absolutely awesome. It is one that was my favorite song. It's how we got involved with her.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's been she did an interview on the show.
Yeah,
with,
we're going to do another interview pretty soon. This is probably a time I should probably give her a call, and I should say, "Hey, girl, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
You've won. How many times? Is it 3 times so far? Is it 2 times?
I think she's single. Yeah, I think she's single. If you want to give her a call.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, well, it sounded like when you said, "Hey, girl, what's up?" I mean,
yeah, hey, girl, what's up? Let's have a conversation.
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah, let's get on the phone. Let's get on the air, and let's do a music show.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, we're on the Crush.
That's right. It might be time to invite Katrina Lynn to program an hour of musical entertainment for KVGI. Yeah, I think maybe we need to reach out to her.
Well, the good thing about Katrina Lynn is she actually is in our flagship listing, so it is in rotation as we speak.
That's right. She is. She has her song "Angels Don't Always Have Wings" on the flagship on both channels in the regular rotation. So that's the way you do it. You got to get your followers out there. You got to get them to vote. Got to get them to listen. Well, here we go. This is why she's still alive after 3 weeks and counting. It's Katrina Lynn with "Angels Don't Always Have Wings." You're listening to The Crush on KVGI X.
Mary lost her only son to suicide. The day he died, she gave up on life. 2 lost souls on the river bridge, looking for a way out, make one last wish. Suddenly Tom saves her from jumping in, both heaven sent. She saves him. We don't see their halos, but there's a light where they go that shines on everyone they touch. It's hard to recognize them the way the gods disguise them, but sure as there's a heaven up above, we'll know them by the blessings they bring, 'cause angels don't always have wings. Driving home in the pouring rain and lost control, rise and prayed as a passerby stopped just in time to save her life. We don't see their halos, but there's a light where they go that shines on everyone they touch.
Katrina Lynn, Angels Don't Always Have Wings. Well, you know, I mean, what can you say? This young lady from originally from White, Pennsylvania, I mean, she's still rocking it, right?
She is absolutely rocking it. You know, we had her on Kilroy's Conversation on our flagship station, about 3 weeks ago, I guess it was.
Yep.
And myself and Andrew White. Now, Andrew didn't get to interview her too much. We just had a lot of things going on. So we only had a few minutes to bring her on, but we talked about the song and talked about where she came up with the words and the vocals. And then, you know, we got to listen to a little bit of her background. And she's, you know, she's brought up in a veteran background. So hearing the words and hearing the song.
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. I like the song.
Yeah, so everybody get out to check her out. She's got a YouTube channel, YouTube /Katrina Lynn Music. Also Facebook, facebook.com/Katrina Lynn Music. And, of course, visit her website, KatrinaLynnMusic.webs.com. What else can you say? Let's see if she can hold on for one more week. Katrina, get out there and mobilize.
Good luck.
Up next is her first bit of competition. I mean, if you want to call it that. And a good bit of competition, I think. We're going to go back to the top of the show with Clay Shelburn. We heard him in the opening act. Clay Shelburn says he's lists some of his his country roots influences as SRV Hank Williams Sr., not Junior.
Not Junior.
No, he goes to the source. You know what? Somebody once told me, well, one of my idols once said, because I, you know, as a metal guy, my idol and guy that I met a couple of times is Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. And he told me, if you want to idolize somebody, don't idolize me. Idolize the guys that I idolized if you really want to be great. So Hank Williams Sr. instead of Hank Williams Jr. He's skipping a generation.
Okay,
not a bad
I'll go with
idea.
that.
Billy Joe Shaver, Otis Redding. Dr. Drew likes to say Otis Redding sitting on a bale of the hay. He says ever since the age of 10, he's lived with a guitar in his hand. Hey, better than something else, right? And a pair of earbuds. And during his spare time, he's soaking up his influences and practicing in efforts to pursue his dream and turn it into a way of life. And I'd say he's on the right path. I think you'll see why after listening to Clay Shelburn's Little Angel. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
There comes a time for every angel to earn its wings and learn to fly. And the creator of the heavens will hear your prayers and dry your eyes. He knows the pain and feels the heartache. He'll help you try to understand. You gotta know your little angel, 'cause now it's safe and peaceful hands. And if you lost your little angel, just look above and say a prayer. See a smiling little angel, just waiting patiently up there. So if your heart is sad and broken, just keep this one thing in mind. Remember all the words the Lord has spoken, and soon one day you'll learn to fly. And if you lost your little
That was Clay Shelburn with Little Angel. Well, Mark, what did you think about Clay Shelburn?
Are you sure he's not a country star already?
I mean, he's got the sound, doesn't he?
He absolutely does. That cannot be a local guy. He really, I will have to say, because I don't have the vocabulary for his vocals, but I do like what he says. I do like his tone. Yeah. I do know that he has a great voice throughout the entire track.
Absolutely, yeah. Not a whole lot of smearing makeup on a pig.
Nope.
I mean, that's some real stuff. I don't know if he's, I'm not a country aficionado. There's either a muted ukulele or a plucked violin in the background that I'm really digging. I also like, here's the one thing that to me distinguishes really good country musicians from really, let's say, quote unquote, produced country musicians, and that is a dry mix. This was a really dry mix with a lot of instruments. There were lots of strings, lots of, that lap steel going on, a lot of, electric and acoustic and all of those sorts of things. That works really well for really good musicians and works really poorly for not so good musicians. Not a lot of reverb in the vocals. Again, if you're that good, you don't need a whole lot of effects to carry you through the song.
You just need your voice,
right,
and the love of music.
There's a lot of fullness in that song without, employing a bunch of studio trickery. Guys like me, I love studio trickery. I put as much, effects as I can on stuff.
But like I said, Chris,
I need it.
I believe he's got. Are you sure he's not professional? Are you sure he's not been out there for years?
I mean, they're pro-ams. I mean, these are guys that have been doing it for quite a while, but they're trying to take it to that next level. And
he doesn't need instruments, though. I mean, I honestly feel like you could take the instruments away and just do a cappella, and he's got a great voice.
You hear that, Clay? Next album, a cappella. Mark says so.
All right.
I also I wanted to go back to what I was talking about with Robin Lohr, and that is he mixed in some harmonies on the verse to build into that pre-chorus and chorus. Musicians can take note of that. I mean, mix in some subtle harmonies. Are you a country music fan? Unmute her. Let her loose.
She's loose.
I do listen to some.
How'd you feel about Clay Shelburn?
I actually like him. I think he can give Christina a run for her money this year.
Well, Christina, there you go. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Here we go. And on to the next gauntlet thrower. Our next artist is Crystal Yates. Hang on. Do I have that right? No, it's Chad McBride. I'll get to you, Crystal, I promise. See, I almost should play her song because I announced it, but I'm not going to. I have a program. I'm going to stick to it. I don't care how drunk I am.
All right.
The next artist is... Get ready, Crystal Yates fans. It's coming.
Next.
Our next artist is Chad McBride and the Drifters. Chad McBride and the Drifters. Oh, by the way, I was going to save this for the hip-hop category, but everybody could benefit from this. Put a bio on your damned Facebook page. Help a brother out. I mean, my goodness, if I got to work this hard to find out who Chad McBride and the Drifters are, something is terribly wrong. Chad McBride and the Drifters just released their new CD at Gas Monkey Bar and Grill. We were invited to that, as a matter of fact. It was a shame that, unfortunately, between Dr. Drew's birthday and my being called away to some extremely important, extremely show businessy business from the show businessy business world of Show Business New York, that we were unable to attend the CD release party at Gas Monkey. But Chad McBride and the Drifters released their new CD just this past weekend. They're a Dallas-based band, and they would like for you to check them out on Reverb Nation. Also, check them out on Facebook. Chad McBride and the Drifters. Hey, Texans, you're going to love this song. This one's called Lone Star State. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
I got the girl next door, I got a
drinking. And I got a job that pays me fine. I got a full bottle of wine, so I'll keep drinking. I got two shoes that stay tied. I got a good song on my mind, so I'll keep singing. But you can take it all away as long as I stay. Yeah, yeah. In the Lone Star State, Mr. Joey Green. I got my radio tuned, George Jones coming through. I got the Grand Tour. Up next to Little Cash, a little haggard. After that, then I will be cured. I got my tailgate down, I got it cranked pretty loud. I'm feeling alright. I got this bottle unscrewed. I got enough for me and you. We can do this all night. But you can take it all away as long as I stay in the Lone Star State. I got the girl next door, I got a four-door Ford, I got the motion. I got this shirt on my back, still got a full pack, so yeah, I'm smoking. I got a job that pays me fine, I got a full bottle of wine, so I'll keep drinking. I got two shoes that stay tied, I got a good song on my mind, so I'll keep singing. Take it all away as long as I stay. Yeah, you can take it all away as long as I stay. Said you can take it all away as long as I stay. In that Lone Star, in that Lone Star State. Yeah, baby, that Lone Star State.
Chad McBride and the Drifters. The song is Lone Star State. Boy, hitting us right at home with the Lone Star State. Not being a fan of country music,
right?
But being exposed to country music and having produced a little bit of country music in my time, there's a couple of notes that I wrote down. I did enjoy Chad McBride. He's got a really good voice. I love that this is a throwback to something you don't hear a whole lot in country music, and that is dual vocalists, Chad and his other vocalist. I can't remember his name, but they work really well together. And you don't, in a world where country music has almost started to follow this goes back all the way to Conway Twitty and Willie Nelson. I mean, it's a lot of it's the hip hop model where it's the name of the guy as opposed to the name of a band. I like that it's Chad McBride and the Drifters, right? Like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I like that sort of thing. A lot of country music artists, it's a lot of self promotion, exactly like hip hop is. But he proudly incorporates another vocalist into this song, and you don't hear a whole lot of that anymore in country music.
Well, and you also don't hear a lot of country duos or even vocalists that actually promote with their band name.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just the name of them. If you hear it, it's usually rock.
Oh yeah. 5-10 years ago, this would have been Chad McBride and the Chad McBride Band.
Yep, right.
I mean, really, that's what it would have been. So I did like that. The one thing, I'm going to go right back to Fleetwood Mac. I shouldn't do this twice in one show, but I'm going to. And that is, when you've got a really busy song like this, he's got some banjo going and things like that. He's got a very up-tempo, sort of a double time on the drums. I would like to hear him mix in some alternate percussion, some snaps, some claps, some playing cards against the folding chair, some almost like a washboard sort of feel, something like that, or tambourine, something else to fill in that percussion, because percussion to me is not quite busy enough for all of the other instruments that he's got going on.
And I would have to actually agree, because what I heard, I felt like I heard the same instrument in the background through the entire song.
Yeah, and I wrote down spoons. I know that's a really old school way of that.
Was it a wooden spoon, a metal spoon?
But I do like it. Does have a jug band sort of Charlie Daniels type of feel to it, you know, especially where he's doing that wind down, like the Devil Went Down to Georgia on the violin. But they did a lot of that, a lot of jugging and a lot of spoons and things like that. It's okay to mix some of those older, topologies into these modern country songs. I think it's time for a throwback to that. But I also wrote down, I bet this would be a really fun live song. It's got the right time. I bet people dance their friggin' asses off to that song.
So you're thinking, some outside spring feel.
Oh, hell yeah.
And there's a band, and it's the band up there.
Or summer, like sweating, just the girls with the boots and those big old pants and the hair out to, here, and
You've got water hoses coming out there. It's 105 degrees. And just big old loud music.
Big round eyes and sweat and
I think we're taking a different direction here.
Sorry, I think we're making our guest a little uncomfortable. So we'll move
there is
on.
a chick in the house.
Hey, I'm good.
Well, that's no different from when Dr.
She's
Drew's
just
here.
one of the guys.
She's just a lot prettier than Dr. Drew.
There you go.
Ooh.
And he's not here to defend himself.
And I did not say that.
And he would disagree, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He thinks a lot of himself. Okay,
he's sure of himself. That's why.
I promised you Crystal Yates, and by God, I'm going to deliver. Our next artist up against the incomparable Katrina Lynn is, in fact, Crystal Yates. As a child growing up in the tiny town of I can't say it with a straight face.
Ruh-roh.
Niceville, Florida.
Niceville?
Wasn't that the town in the Truman Show?
It was similar, I think.
Something like that, yeah. Caringville. Niceville, Florida. She's a resident of McKinney now, so she's one of ours. She wasn't born here, but by God, she got here as quickly as she could. Yes,
that's good.
She lists some of her early influences as, and I love this, by the way, Shel Silverstein, George Jones, Shel Silverstein. That Shel Silverstein, as in where the sidewalk ends.
And then George Jones,
Merle Haggard. Hey,
Merle, yeah.
I mean, this is what makes us who we are, right?
Right.
And Whitney Houston.
That's on the right side.
So, this is Crystal Yates. The song is Goodbye Letter. You're enjoying The Crush on KVGI X. And that is Crystal Yates' Goodbye Letter. First off, sorry, Crystal, for stepping on your song not once but twice, as I got a little click happy on the board and decided to do a remix at the beginning of that song. So hopefully everybody got a good taste of Crystal Yates with Goodbye Letter, a very enjoyable tune. Mark, what do you think about Crystal Yates over there?
You know,
From what you heard.
From what I heard, I would have to honestly say another great singer. I'm not a huge country fan. I'm really not. But I like all music, from rock to metal to jazz to modern, you name it, right?
Yep.
I think she had, you know, and I really don't want to make it sound bad. There's something about no pep in her voice. I heard the same tone all the way through. I like the music. I think the music actually matches her, and I think she has a great tone for that type of music. There's just something about the voice that was missing.
Well, here's what I thought, okay? And I think it explains what you're feeling as sort of a listener. As a musician, I really enjoyed it, and here's why. So, the first thing I wrote down when I was in my study, oh boy, I'm going to get killed for this on Twitter. I'm a big fan of the movie Brokeback Mountain. Here it comes.
Where Facebook's blowing up.
I bet it is. But,
satellites are beaming from outer space.
You know, I'm a movie fan the same way I am a music fan. I like good direction. I like good, you know, stereo cinescope. I like things like that. And for some reason I wrote down, this reminds me of Brokeback Mountain when I listened to the very beginning of the song. It did. It had a very mournful feel to it. And the more I listened to it, the more I got it. A couple of things, I want to say this right off the top. Crystal Yates is not faking. There's one thing that I really despise about country music, and that is country music artists that are just doing country music because they can fake a country music voice, and it drives me crazy. We had 2 of them on last week's show, not last week, the week before. I'm not going to single them out. You know who you are. That I thought they were both good singers if they just chose the right genre for their voice. You know, listen, a while back, I had the ridiculous idea. Maybe it's not a ridiculous idea, but I've got a really hardcore Christian friend who is also a brilliant musician. And I said, listen, buddy, here's what we need to do. We need to get into the studio and we need to record a Christian album. I said, the audience is built in. You and I could, I mean, we can write those ridiculous Christian lyrics, you know, for those of you who are listening who don't know that, you know, I'm not necessarily a churchgoer. You couldn't have figured that out from being a metal fan, right? But
there are Christian metal lovers, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, strike.
There are.
But, but you know, I said, but I told him at the time, I said, look, I'll fake it for the money. And of course, being a good Christian soldier, he said, no, I won't do that. And it drives me just as crazy as it drove him that I brought it up to him when I hear people faking country music voices. And Crystal Yates is not that. She uses her real voice, and it's not terribly country, but it fits the genre perfectly. It's not pop country. It's not southern country. She is exactly who she is, and she's doing exactly what she likes to do. What I also wrote down, and this, to your point, is, and the reason that I think you hear kind of what you're describing as monotone sort of things from her voice.
I'm not sure monotone, but there's just, I won't even say, you know, I said pep.
Right, okay. And let me tell you why I think that is. Most people, when they do harmonies during their choruses or their pre-chorus or even during a verse, they're doing a high harmony. Okay, so they've got their regular melody going, and then they choose a high register harmony, right, to go up above it and give it a little bit of pep.
Right.
But because this song is what I call triumphant but mournful, she's choosing low harmonies. So she's doing and I can't tell if it's her voice or if it's maybe even a male voice, is doing some very underlying low harmonies. Listen to it again whenever you get a chance. There's some low harmonies in here, and that's harder to do, by the way. It's harder to hit low harmonies as a musician than it is to do high harmonies, and she does a really good, or whoever it is that's doing it, is doing a really good job, and it definitely lays a really good bed for this, because the feeling that I get from this song, the Goodbye Letter song, and I've written songs like this. I've written a song called Last Song that's just like this. I've written a song called, God dang, what was that song called?
Don't you hate that?
I've written 150
You'll figure
songs
it out.
But I've written songs like this where it's triumphant, where you're saying, hey, so long, asshole, I'm hitting the road and going for something better, but you can hear in her voice she's still sad to have to say goodbye to somebody. And I love songs like that where they are both triumphant and also kind of sad. You know, I won in the end, but I hate that I had to win in the end. You know, to me, it's right up my alley for a guy who writes lots of songs like that. There's nothing better, and Dr. Drew and I have said this many times, good songwriters don't write good songs without being really, really hurt. And
well,
this,
I can't
to me,
disagree with you.
Seems like a goodbye letter for real.
Okay. And you know what? Just because of that, being that I'm not the music aficionado, whatever. Aficionado.
There you go.
I am the guy that's the fan.
Or
I
English.
listen to, yeah, right. You sure that was English? So I'm going to give it another listen.
All right, give it another listen and try to put yourself in those shoes. In the meantime, here's one that I think you're going to like. Our next group is the Truck Stop Gamblers.
Where is Kenny Rogers?
You're going to like that. You know what? Hang on, where's my Truck Stop Gamblers?
He's looking for something.
Oh, I printed it out. I printed out the Truck Stop Gamblers bio, but I didn't.
So what can you tell us about him?
I can't tell you a damn thing, but I can tell you this. You're going to like this. The Truck Stop Gamblers, the song is Shut Me Down. We'll talk about it after we hear it. You're listening to The Crush on KVGI-X.
Ain't got no money to my name, and there's no one out there left to blame. All I've got is passion in my soul, in the one to rock and roll. 'Cause it's all about the music, and it's all about sounds. This old guitar's gonna help me make it through it, yeah. Playing till they shut me down. Oh, I don't need no fancy guitar, and I don't need no hot flashing lights. All I need is a honky-tonk crowd and a place to play tonight. 'Cause it's all about the music, and it's all about sounds. This old guitar's gonna help me make it through it, yeah. Playing till they shut me down. Playing till they shut me down. Cause it's all about the music. No, it's all about sounds. This old guitar's gonna help me make it through it, yeah. Playing till they shut me down. Playing till they shut me down.
And that is the Truck Stop Gamblers with Shut Me Down. You know, Truck Stop Gamblers kind of made it in right under the wire, so I didn't write down a whole lot of notes about him, but gosh, you know, I meant to say this about Crystal Yates as well. I'm hearing so much more of the mandolin, and it's either, you know, like picked violin, mandolin sort of instrumentation on these country music songs. It's something that makes real Southern country music stand out from country music from other parts of the country, and that is real Southern country music instrumentation, whether it be jugging or spoons, like I said in an earlier portion of the segment, or a mandolin or a dulcimer or a lap steel, things like that, things that make real Southern country music actual Southern country music, and that's the Truck Stop Gamblers. Dr. Drew and I were laughing. I love this name. I have a syndrome, for people in the room who don't know. We learned about this when the Texas Chainsaw Dust Lovers were hot on the show a few weeks ago. I have a syndrome where I get extremely angry and jealous at people who have better band names than I ever came up with, and this is one of those band names. So for people outside of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana area who don't understand the significance of the Truck Stop Gamblers name, around our area, the only place that you can legally have a slot machine is in places like truck stops, and you find lots of slot machines and betting machines in truck stops. I don't know why that rule is what it is, but in Texas, that's the only place you can gamble, really, is at truck stops. And you always find the most pathetic wall Martians sitting at truck stop gambling devices. And so when I hear Truck Stop Gamblers, I think, oh my gosh, it's such a great spin on the sort of self-deprecating, you know, what would you call it, kind of making fun of yourself as a country music artist, but still, shut me down, a good tune, good Southern country music from the Truck Stop Gamblers, and I hate you because you have a better band name than I ever came up with. It is time to take a very quick break so that I might go to the restroom. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
The following is a public service announcement from the Center for Sexual Disadequacy Disorder.
At first, I didn't know what to do.
Every day, thousands of women suffer in silence.
Honestly, I think it was just foolish pride that stopped me from calling for help.
SDD affects millions of women across the globe. Don't let your pride stop you from getting help.
Finally, I just broke down and picked up the phone. I knew it was time.
It isn't your fault. As men, we are often simply too much for one woman to handle sexually. If you're one of the millions of women suffering from sexual disadequacy disorder, don't wait any longer. Pick up the phone and call your hottest girlfriend. Invite her over and together finally give your man the sexual experience he truly deserves. Women of all ages, especially those between the ages of 18 and 25. Remember, SDD is a serious matter. Reach out. Get help.
He'll be so glad you did.
Paid for by the Men Who Want a Threesome Foundation. Listening to The Crush. The Crush. On KVGI. KVGIRadio.com. And now your hosts, Chris Dilworth and Dr. Drew Day. And welcome back to The Crush.
It is time for us to march back to the musical Wheel of Justice, give it another spin, and find out what our next category for the evening is. Mark, would you do the honors for us?
I will. This time I'm going to crawl on fours.
All right, that'll make it interesting. Here we go.
Be back.
That is the hip-hop category. And, of course, we got to start off with our winner from last week. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that at you. And that is a young man by the name of Dany King. Oh, boy, Dany. Dany King is my homeboy from Carrollton, Texas. Dany King and I... well, we served similar time at Newman Smith High School. I have a feeling he was a little more popular than I was, although I was a heavy metal guitarist with long, flowing blonde hair. I don't know if it quite compares to what's going on nowadays at Newman Smith High School, but we are homeboys, and Dany King is a dedicated hip-hop/rap artist. He recently released his first album, Power Dreams of a King. You need to check him out at on Facebook and on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation. You're going to love some of this extremely smooth and extremely advanced hip-hop R&B from Dany King. I think you'll be shocked to find that what you're about to hear is coming from a young man no older than 18 years of age. His next entry is called simply Party. Let it soak in, peeps. It's Dany King on KVGI-X.
She the baddest bitch in town. She the baddest bitch around. 'Cause everywhere she go, she make you wanna lose control. She the baddest bitch in town. She the baddest bitch around. 'Cause everywhere she go, she make you wanna lose control. Yeah. 'Cause she do it, she know how to do it. Every time she come through, she asks me how I do it. I tell her, baby, I'm just doing my thing. That's the reason why me and your ex just ain't the same. Oh yeah. Like it's all changed for the past few years. I wish I could explain to you how it's going down. Yeah, but you ain't here no more. Oh, you ain't here no more. So why not party tonight? Why not party? Why not party? Why not party? Tonight, why not party? Why not party? Why not party? Tonight, yeah. Usually I ain't got time to rest, but tonight is different. Yeah, I swear you don't know. I got you on lockdown. Yeah. You had to worry about the girls from the H-Town. baby, that's for sure. So now knowing that, why don't we party? Why not party? Why not party? Why not party tonight? Why not party? Why not party? Why not party tonight?
Don't be mad at me cause you not that dude. Last time I checked, we had the same hours in a week. Me and my niggas working while you and your niggas sleep, please. Lord, watch over us cause you know we sinning. Bitches wanna fuck with us cause we winning. We just getting started, this is the beginning. Watch them fuck niggas closely, pay attention, while I get money with my niggas. Yeah, I fuck these hoes, but I don't trust these bitches. Niggas hating on me, they stay praying against me. My middle finger's up, can I get a witness? Say, fuck the niggas on the other side. Ooh, fuck the niggas on the other side. On the other side, on the other side. I don't trust these women, cause I've been hurt by too many bitches. Ever since I made a bed, seems like I got plenty bitches, but these hoes ain't loyal. Niggas the reason, you know they be lying. Don't know how y'all believe them. They talk about cash, only bought for a season. Truth be told, you niggas ain't really eating. It's a shame nowadays, everybody wanna rap. Guess they wanna be where Drake at. I'm Marshawn Lynch on the mic, I'm only here for this paycheck. Niggas talking down, I can't hear what they saying. I just keep getting money, just keep praying, just keep praying. Lord, watch over us, cause you know we sinning. Bitches wanna fuck with us cause we winning. We just getting started, this is the beginning. Watch them fuck niggas closely, pay attention, while I get money with my niggas. Yeah, I fuck these hoes, but I don't trust these bitches. Niggas hating on me, they stay praying against me. My middle finger's up, can I get a witness? Say, fuck the niggas on the other side. Ooh, fuck the niggas on the other side. On the other side, on the other side. Feeling good, feeling great, nigga. If you broke, get the broke, I'ma fix it. If it ain't about money, I don't care what you gotta say, nigga. Ooh.
And that was The Other Side from Fudge. You're right, I could talk about Fudge all day. Well, what can I say about Fudge? You know, this was submitted to us through one of the friends of the show, Herbert Johnson and Associates. And you know what I wrote down, and I think I was irritated while I was writing this, but I think it holds true.
Well, you got to share it.
I would like to hear, because I do. There's this dirty little part of me that really likes hip hop. Like, I like the Jamie Foxx song, you know, "Blame It on the Alcohol." I like T-Pain. You know, I've actually had occasion to work with T-Pain and some of his associates, so I do have sort of this dirty little secret in my closet, which is that I do like some hip hop. Don't go crazy with it, but
just a little.
I feel like it's time for somebody to step up in hip-hop and sort of reinvent the genre. I mean, look, heavy metal didn't last a whole lot longer past the late 90s because, frankly, they were singing all the same tune in all the same key, all about the same thing, all the same time. Every single hip-hop song seems to be tribalism, sex, money. Isn't it time for something new? Isn't it time for somebody to bring up something relevant besides you know, I'm cooler than your people, and I have more money to burn than your people do, and by the way, I like to have sex with women. We get it. For crying out loud, we get it.
Country did that. Country moved from the twangy country to country pop, country.
Of course, and it's more
rock,
popular than ever.
Country Southern, right?
You couldn't talk about your dead dog and your wife leaving
So
you.
it's not
and
like you're saying change the genre altogether,
No,
but
just
split it.
Give us some themes.
Yeah, some different R&B, some different. So break down the.
Give us some
hip-hop
substance.
songs.
I just feel like it's obvious that hip hop caters to a certain listener, but that listener has become more sophisticated than it was in the 90s. And I would say that, listen, man, there's a black man in the White House, for Christ's sake. Let's talk about something besides sex, money, and how much we don't like the rival gang from across town. It's time for something new. So, Fudge, come on, man, step up. Give us something new besides the other side.
And you've got a week to do it.
I'm not going to flush it, but give me something new. Then, speaking of something new, oh boy, what a great segue, and I didn't even mean to do it. Our next artist is a young lady named Neci. She's a Houston native. Neci is a crossover. Mark, you're going to love this. She's a crossover artist, R&B/country.
Okay. Interesting.
A sweet young African-American lady who is a crossover artist, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to like this. Her influences include Natalie Cole, Alicia Keys, Reba McEntire, Sheryl Crow, and Jewel. Yeah, very nice. And I think, Dr. Drew and I had a big argument about where this song belonged, whether it belonged in country or whether it belonged in hip-hop, but just for my last diatribe, I wanted to put it into hip-hop so that we could show people you can be something more.
Okay, now be honest. Where did Drew want it?
He wanted it in country.
Okay.
But you be the judge, listener. This is Neci for the ride. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
Baby, I'm alive, and it feels satisfied. Well, I'll sing you a song, I'll bring you along.
And we are along for the ride. That is Neci. Okay, so let the argument begin. Take yourself off mute and let me have it. I put it in hip-hop.
I know.
You disagree.
I do. I actually heard no hip-hop. I actually heard country pop with a little bit of just old country. New country, old country, and some pop. That's what I heard out of that. So I get where you're going with the instruments, and I get where you're going with the pep up in the stance of the music. But at the end of the day, that was a country song.
I would.
Okay.
That for me, that would be that kind of
pile
crossover. That would kind of be that crossover from country to pop.
I think maybe we'd have to hear more of her stuff, because I have heard more of her stuff, and this one, I just happen to like this one the best, and I think she and I both agreed that we would put this one on, but I wanted to put her in the hip-hop category to get some of you folks out there who are hip-hop enthusiasts and who are listening to this segment of The Crush to go out and spend some time listening to Neci and give it a shot, because she's doing exactly what I'm asking more of our hip-hop artists to do. Right. Spend a little time writing something of more substance, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's got it's a positive message. She's got a lovely voice, and again, I know there's going to be some dickhead out there who hits me up on Twitter and says, "Oh, you only want to put her in hip hop because she's black." That's not true. I never would have even thought of whether she was black or white listening to that song, and it wouldn't have mattered,
right?
Because it is a perfect blend of the two styles. She's using 808 type drums. All right, I'm going to put my producer hat on, engineer hat on for just a second. The snare is a little intrusive, just a little bit. I would take the 1K to 5K range out of that snare just a little bit so that it fits a little bit better into the mix. But I know why she was doing it. She was trying to get more of a hip-hop feel to it, or an R&B feel to it. So I get all of it. But a cute kid with a cute voice and a good idea.
I definitely like her.
I'm telling you, Neci, follow through on this. You've got something. Hold on to it and keep giving it what you've got. And
we do agree there.
Yeah, I think you'll get there. So, moving on to our very last song in the country music segment.
It's not country. This is the hip-hop segment. See, I knew.
Gotcha.
Drew, I hope you're listening, buddy.
Yeah.
We got him.
You got me. God dang it.
Country girl at heart.
In the hip-hop segment, well, this will turn you right around. This is Gail Griffin. No bio required. The song is Wishy Washy. Oh boy. You're listening to KVGIX.
Push your ham, push your ham, push your ham.
Hey. Hit me. Yeah. Many hoes wishy-washy. Hotty-toddy. Got tats all on my body right now. All of that coca got 'em snotty. Okay, you're probably my squad might just catch a body. Cause these fuck niggas be plotting. Tell the fuck niggas we watching. Squad ride like Kawasaki. I'm with jockey sipping sake. I'm so turn on my mind. I get many fake rappers be plotting. Tell them they don't want the problem. They don't know about my backstory. They don't know about my mommy. Now they don't know that my daddy was a fucking alcoholic. Beat my mommy with me watching. So that shit gave me some problems. I'm sorry, not sorry. Cause the streets don't have no sorrows. In the trap, I'm out the bag. Dougie trying to the morning. Man, my boy don't know about nothing. Ain't about the money. JT told me, bro, the chop shit all I know, so I ain't rapping. He said, bro, make it happen. But in these streets, nigga, I got.
This is normally where I would pull the lever on the old Flush-O-Matic. I'm so sorry, K.O. Griffin. We just can't take one more second of wishy-washy. But wishy-washy down the drain.
I can't even do a flush toilet. I was going to try to do a voice. I can't do it. You know what? It's done.
It's done. That sounded more like what happens before you flush the toilet.
I got rid of it. It's down. It went to the bottom.
Yeah, a little Eminem wannabe, never gonna be. I don't. Who knows?
Jana had said some things off air. No.
Oh yeah, she was cursing.
She was. Well, you're still dead wrong.
Banging her fist on the table, saying, "Stop this madness!" And so we did.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She's
for
got
stopping it.
She's
My
got
ears,
producer's ear.
I can hear better.
And on we go to our next category. We don't have to spin the wheel, but by God, it's so much fun.
That's because we can get there faster.
Here we go. Metal. Yes, it is the metal category. Finally, a part of the show I can truly enjoy. And we have to start with last week's winner. And last week's winner is straight out of Denmark, Chain Fist. I won't say any of the things that Dr. Drew had to say about the name Chain Fist, because after all, this is a family show. However, they are a Danish metal band formed in 2007. In September of 2010, they released their first full-length album, Blackout Sunday. More recently, their second album, Scarred. Last week, we heard their winning song, Scars of Time. Off the same album, this is Chain Fist with Black Rebel Noise. Remember, you heard it first here on KVGIX. And that is Chain Fist. Their second entry on the Crush is called Black Rebel Noise. I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about Chain Fist. They remind me a little bit. They got kind of a Korn vibe. They've also got a, who is the band that did The Truth Inside the Dying Sun that sounded a little bit like 90s Metallica. They did War of My Misery. I can't remember the name of that band. Somebody will tweet me. But I liked the reverse snare. I used a lot of reverse snare in a lot of my songs. It gives a lot of ambience to some of those creepier licks. The only critique that I had for Chain Fist was they're obviously miking live cabinets, which is cool for heavy metal. You want to get that live room feel, but when you're layering, Am I Blood? That's who for those of you out there who are interested in Chain Fist, go look up Am I Blood. And listen to songs like War of My Misery and things like that. They're very, very close in style. But same problem, not problem necessarily, but same critique maybe of both bands is when you're layering guitars and you're doing it in a warm room like that. Too many layers can start to create an artificial room noise, sort of a flange, if you will, and you can hear that in this song. As an engineer, for those of you who are engineer enthusiasts, the way to combat that is to split your line and have one of them going to a live mic'd cabinet and the other line in from your guitar going to a Sans amp, like what's the one I use? Guitar Rig or something like that. That way you can have a really tight sound that doesn't include the room, and you don't get so much of that weird flange that kind of comes with 6 layers of heavy metal guitars. That's the thing with heavy metal, is to create those huge guitar sounds, unless you're using a Randall Warhead or something like that Pantera uses. And even Pantera, when they use the Randall Warhead, they're layering that 6 to 10 times. And we all do that, but try not to do it in a really warm room, because it can start to create a bit of a flangey room feel. So try something like Guitar Rig to split that audio out and create a much tighter room for those guitars. And that's, I don't think I had anything else. Oh, the only other thing that I said was this song has kind of sort of been done. It was done by Lamb of God. Off of the New American Gospel album. It was called Black Label. They sound kind of similar. I'm not saying that any kind of impropriety was going on, but hey, go listen to that one as well. And now for a couple of treats. The next 2 songs, you know what? I'm just going to let them play back to back because these are really cool efforts. The first one is by a guy named Android Qaeda. It is a remake of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. We're going to follow that up with a dubstep metal mashup by the Cell Dwellers called Disposable War Pigs. For those of you out there who are Black Sabbath / Metallica fans / Skrillex fans, just sit back, get out your lotion, take off your pants, and enjoy the next 12 minutes of brutal audio. You're listening to The Crush on KVGIX.
Why
Devils gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's instruction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. Spreads his wings. Oh, Lord, yeah.
And that is my gift to you, Crush Kitties. My goodness, what a fun-filled evening it's been. I sure have missed Dr. Drew, but you know what? Some adequate seat filling from Mark of Mark on the Move and of KVGI ownership fame, and from Jana Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Jana, okay. Well, just making sure. Of KVGI producer fame. But unfortunately, it's time to go. Oh, where's my outro? Oh, fuck. I didn't put it in here.
You did not put the outro.
Let's pretend like some sad music is playing and let me read you the following statement. You've been listening to The Crush on KVGI X. If you missed any part of tonight's show, you can tune in weekdays on the X to hear The Crush Re-Rack. Please remember to follow us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/The Crush KVGI. Contact us on Twitter @The Crush KVGI. Also remember, if you have friends, family members, or neighbors that have served our country in any branch of the armed forces, make sure that they tune in to the KVGI flagship station for quality programming made for veterans by veterans. Major Andrew White hosts Kilroy's Conversation. Is that still Thursdays from 2 to 4?
It surely is.
How about retired Major Raymond L. Jones hosting Suds and Duds?
That has moved.
Instead of Wednesdays at 1 p.m., it is now
7 a.m. on KVGI.
7 a.m. on the X. Join us again I almost said next Friday. Join us again next Thursday night for more fun. For Dr. Drew, for Mark Wariner, for Jana, whatever your name is, I'm Chris Dilworth, reminding you to keep the rubber side down and those middle fingers way, way up. Good night, Crush Kitties.